Hi everybody. Sorry that I'm a little bit late today. I actually forgot I had to create the broadcast. Like I had to set everything up. Um which is kind of funny because that's all I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. So I am back. I took a week off the podcast or the show to just like I was doing the election interviews. If I have any new listeners this week, from the amazing amount of subscribers we've received, I can't even speak. Speaking for the last 2 weeks, we gained, I'd say, about 20 new subscribers over the last 2 weeks, which is amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. I remember one day I looked at my phone and we had 70 subscribers. I was shocked, honestly. I As some of you may know, I hosted many of the election interviews last week. Before I start, I'm gonna send them a proper text because they were so good to me this week. But I just want to thank the Mars FM committee because they were so helpful this week. Honestly, especially Paul, Dermot, Kyla, and Sarah. Hands down, I couldn't have done the interviews without you. Honestly, I don't think I'd still be alive if I didn't have you, because I would be so tired that I would not be awake by now. We finished them yesterday, and if any of you are minute students, which I'd say most of you are, I have all the videos are still up. If you haven't made your decision about who you want to vote for, have a look through them, and please remember to vote. Honestly, it's so important. Especially the candidates have put so much time and effort into their campaigns, and I know they'd really appreciate too. So I have just my weekly on the roundups. That's my first thing. I finished my interviews, loved them, loved getting to know so many students in minute that I didn't know beforehand. Some of the interviews got are up in the high hundreds. When I say high hundreds, I mean 160 views, which is incredible. Honestly, I maybe thought they might get 10, maybe 20 views, but to see so many views on them is incredible. Kind of just a roundup. Well, for me as such, I study Irish, in case anybody didn't know. But I've kind of been struggling. It's hard with lockdowns to speak Irish. So I started the course last night in Irish. It's really good. Now I think I'm the youngest person by about 8 years. So I'm 20. So yeah. I was speaking to a girl who's living in Belgium. There was a man from New York. It was 2:00 in the day when he was doing the course last night. It is intriguing to see all these different people. So yeah, it's funny because they have lived in different places. They've lived maybe in Dublin, but they're from Cork, and now they live in London, but then they're back in Cork. And I'm I've moved from my bedroom to the attic, and that's the extent of my movement. It's quite funny. What else? Birthdays this week's actually, or when I say this week, I mean from maybe today till next Friday. It's quite big in my house for birthdays. My nana's birthday would have been this Friday. One of my friends, Anna Casvin, shout out to you, Anna, her birthday is Saturday, and my other friend Siobhan, her birthday is next. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was Monday. Oh no, her birthday's not Monday. It's next Friday. It's the following Friday. So I'm really I'm happy to see my friends. I think we're gonna try and do a social distance thingy. I don't know really what we're gonna do. Just a short thing, all COVID regulated. So yeah, I love birthdays. Honestly, my friends are always like, oh, Sophie, but like, I get so excited by birthdays. Like, I love opening presents. I don't know what it is. I love giving presents. I love buying presents, but I also love opening presents. I think it's just the excitement of like the unknown. And my friends are like, oh, can we not open presents in front of each other? And I'm like, yeah, no, give me your presents. I want to open them all. I don't know if that's just me, but it might be a bit selfish. Anyway, what else? Next week is study week. Really looking forward to study week. I have, because of the last like 2 weeks have been like quite busy for me with the interviews, I have a little bit to catch up on for college. So I think I'm going to be spending a lot of study week working. I'm going to do a lot of reading. Next Wednesday is actually Paddy's Day. I'll talk about that later on. And yeah, no, I'm really kind of excited for study week. Just on Mother's Day, that's this Sunday, yeah. So I think I have everything from my mum. She knows this. We bought her a pair of runners, and she's so excited to wear them. Like, honestly, she kind of bought them herself, and then I said to her, I was like, can we get those to you for Mother's Day? Just because it's so close, and like, she can't stop talking about them. Honestly, like, she literally cannot stop talking about them, and she's like counting down the days nearly for Mother's Day. Yeah, so study week, I might take 1 or 2 days just to chill. I think I might take Paddy's Day off, and just take that for myself. Hopefully the weather's nice. I can go for a walk or something. What else? Oh, me and my friends are doing like a walking challenge. I have actually not injured my foot. There's like a problem with my foot. So I haven't got the best step count. But like, fair play to my friends. Like, they're all like in the high hundreds. Or the high hundreds. Can I speak today? They're all in like the 2,000 steps. Or 20,000 steps even. And like high 10,000s. Which, like, fair play to them. I'm still here with like 4,000 steps and like, woohoo! What else? Yeah, so I just want to get into some good news stories. So first of all, Paddy's Day is next week. Unfortunately, Paddy's Day isn't going to be the way like it always was. Like, they're going into the parade. Like, my family always went into the parade. And if the weather was like extremely bad, like, I think one year it snowed, so my parents were like, okay, so we're just gonna watch it on the telly. But it's kind of sad that there's gonna be no parade this year, and like, I don't know, it just seems that like it's gone kind of, we're back to the beginning. Like, I know I was going to talk about this, but I didn't really know. Like, it's tomorrow. Technically, it's been a year since the school's closed, which I can't believe. Like this time last year, I was kind of at like my best in college. I was beginning to make friends. I was doing a play. I was just loving my life. I was finally getting settled in, and then COVID came, and that kind of like crumbled. But I got some good things have come out of the lockdown, of course, but the lockdowns, and yeah. So Paddy's Day this year is going to be a little bit different. I know my road. I've been organising for the last like 2 weeks for what we're going to do for Paddy's Day. I think everyone said they might come out and do like everyone in the gardens, maybe like a cheers to like Paddy's Day. Oh, that's my phone. And then I have then like all the neighbours are around bunting, and we found loads of old pictures of my road, because my mum grew up on the same road as me, so we have loads of pictures, and like, they had like bunting all across the roads and everything. Like, it was amazing stuff. So we're kind of going to replicate something like that. I don't know, but it should be good. Something for the kids. Like, there's a lot of kids on the road, and they were saying maybe like a small parade as such. I don't really know. It might be fun. It's just something else to do on Paddy's Day, of course. I spoke about this, the new subscribers to the YouTube channel. I can't believe it. Like, my thoughts for the interviews was just to get news out, get information out about the candidates, who they are, what they're doing, just for people to learn about them. Like, I did quickfire questions, which thanks to my friend Katrina, who gave me the inspiration for those. They actually really, really helped throughout. It just kind of, like, you could see people's faces as, like, when they were talking about their campaigns, they were so passionate and it was real serious. And then once I was like, okay, now quickfire questions, they kind of like took a breath and was like, okay, well, that's over now, so now I can have a bit of fun. So if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. If you're tuning into this, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Please stick around. Don't just unsubscribe now that the elections are over. And please listen in. Oh, I actually have an idea for like a radio show. Get involved. Join the society. We'd love to have you. Please. Seach na Gaeilge. Seach na Gaeilge, one of my favourite times of the year. I loved it in primary school. I loved the the little Kayleys we had in school, and like I know this year is quite different. I like the Irish Society Maynooth, Coolocht Cullum Culla. Amazing work they're doing. They have Teagus play every week, which is Tea and Chats. It's really fun. Every week they kind of have like a team. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. They have it tomorrow. Oh my god. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Tomorrow is Gaeilge merch themed, and I have a lot of Gaeilge merch, believe me. I love a bit Gaeilge merch. So I will be rocking up with my Gurv Míle Maith oh no, it's my Tay mug and my Tá Gaeilge a Gum Gandhi. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so Seach na Gaeilge. I'm actually, Maynooth are hosting a podcast tomorrow night, a live podcast, excuse me, and with Gaeil Gals, excuse me, I'm coughing, I don't know what's wrong with me, with Gaeil Gals who are alumni of Maynooth. They all met while in the society. So, like the, society? The Coolocht Cullum Culla Society. And now they have a podcast. They have an Instagram account. I follow them on Instagram and I've listened along to some of their podcasts. Really, really good. And I'm looking forward to that tomorrow evening. I know the Maynooth, I think it's on 7. Tickets are on Eventbrite. Last night they actually hosted, Maynooth SU hosted a like a, what are they called? Pop-up Gaeltacht sort of thing. Unfortunately, I was doing my course, so I couldn't attend. But it's really good how like a lot of society and the university have adapted to COVID really, really well. Seach na Gaeilge. I don't know what I want to say about Seach na Gaeilge. Like, I love it. I love seeing like a lot more cúpla focal on like Instagram and Twitter, and like I love Irish. If anybody knows me well, I went to the Gaeltacht twice. It was the second time I went that really, really brought out my graw for Irish. There's just so I just love the area, the Gaeltacht areas. I've said this to a lot of people. In terms of Erasmus, I wish there was an Erasmus kind of course as such that I could go to, potentially like Galway, go to the university and commute between the university and like one of the Gaeltacht towns in Connemara or villages. So I'd be immersed in the Irish if I was to like pop down to the local shop or if I was to go into the local pub. But still, I'd be still studying Irish every day in, or potentially like live in a Skeim. I don't know if there's a Skeim in Galway, but there is a Maynooth. And I think that's a brilliant idea. If you don't know which game is, it's like a accommodation within the university on campus for Irish speakers. So it's kind of like a mini Gaeltacht. That's how I describe it. So you have to kind of speak Irish when you're in there. I actually was in it once and didn't speak a word of Irish, but it was this time last year, so we were kind of just looking to get out. Yeah, and kind of my final bit of good news. I know that a lot of them haven't really been good news, but kind of topical news. Most people might have seen this, but Michael J Higgins got a new dog. I was in bits. I think it was Mishnach is the dog's name, if I'm not certain. I was delighted. I love that man, and I love his dogs. I love Michael J. I have a teddy of Michael J. Now he hasn't got glasses. He's got laser eye surgery. My dog ate his glasses. To be with my dog, I have a couple of teddies on my bed, and my dog has no interest in any of them except for Michael J. And it's so funny because he just loves them. He loves the teddies. Now, I can't remember what Mishnach means. It's going to really, really annoy me. So if anybody who's listening along knows what Mishnach means, so now I know that's a bit of old news because it has been 2 weeks since I've done a podcast. So I love how I'm I don't know what Mishnach means, and I'm the Irish student here. I have Mishnach. Courage. Yes, courage. Thank you, Alan. I knew it was something along the lines of strength or but I didn't think it was strength because I think I know what strength is. Anyway, Mishnach, courage. I'll write that in my Irish little book. I have a little Irish book actually. I recommend if anybody's trying to get back into Irish a little bit, if you have a notebook or a little, if you have a notebook, just jot down a couple of Irish words. If you see them, especially over the next couple of days with Seach na Gaeilge coming to an end. We have a week left of Seach na Gaeilge. But yeah, I recommend writing down a couple of words, a couple of cúpla get yourself back in the way of speaking Irish. Highly recommend. So Mishnach, beautiful. If anybody saw one of my one of the interviews from last week, one of the candidates was he's nearly gone in the grave behind him because he's after getting a dog so quickly. But honestly, I don't know. I'd 100% we when our first dog passed away, we waited a year and we were all distraught. I'm upset over my dog passing away, and it's been nearly 7 years. No, how old is my dog now? It's been nearly 7 years, and I'm still distraught over my dog. So, but I just feel Cooper has just brought my current dog has brought so much joy into our lives. I don't know. I'd be 100% like Michael J. You're not replacing the dog. You're just helping yourself, I think. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a sad note there at the end. But gonna get into my recommendations for the week. Now, I actually was meant to mention this at the start, but if you haven't watched it, highly recommend the Meghan and Harry documentary. Really, really interesting stuff. Especially if you kind of have been following along with it. I haven't really. My mum has quite an interest in the royal family, just because she loves Diana, and she's more of an interest in her children, William and Harry, than she does in the royal family. And so of course it's a historical moment. As a history student, had to watch it. Really interesting. And if you don't watch, I'd also recommend to watch Gogglebox, especially this Friday, because so much has happened between Piers Morgan quitting Good Morning Britain and the Harry and Meghan documentary. Gogglebox is going to be hilarious. So that's on Channel 4 at 9 p.m. on Friday evening. Still kind of sticking on the Channel 4. recommendations. I'd highly recommend The Circle, the Celebrity Circle. I'd never watched The Circle when it was on the telly. I just think it never really appealed to me. And then I think I might have seen it when it was already a little bit into it, so I don't really know. But The Circle, Celebrity Circle, there's a good mix of celebrities. You know, you kind of have like the B-list celebrities. I don't know. Who's on it? My mum is obsessed with Nadia Sawalha. She's just obsessed with her. She watches her on YouTube every day. I think I can actually hear her voice downstairs at the moment. She's a loose woman. Her and another loose woman, Kay, are on it. Saffron Barker's on it. I'm trying to think who else. Denise Van Houten. Who else? But it was like it's a good lineup. They're quite good. There's a couple of like reality stars, singers. It's quite funny, I have to say. It's on for a week. It's just easy telly to watch. Now it is for Stand Up to Cancer, so there are the moments in it where they talk about cancer patients, and they are hard to watch. But I'd highly recommend watching The Circle, Celebrity Circle. And then also, it started last night. No spoilers, please. We're watching it this evening because I had a course. The Celebrity Bake Off started back last night. Love Celebrity Bake Off. Last year's Celebrity Bake Off was incredible. Joe Sugg fainting, amazing. James Blunt not being able to bake, incredible. Louis Theroux, like I think that was, and then Alison Hammond. I think they were all on the same episode as well, but it was incredible. If you haven't watched it, I recommend watching that one from last year. Also this year's Bake Off, the lineup is incredible. Like I remember the lineup came out a couple of months ago. Like Anne Marie's on it. Who else? Nadine Coyle. I love Nadine Coyle. Like there's so many incredible like celebrities on it. Like they got a really, really good lineup for the Bake Off, I have to say. And finally, Disney Plus. Now, I spoke about this 2 weeks ago when it first came out, and I've really delved into Disney Plus properly in the last 2 weeks. And Desperate Housewives. If you've never watched it, oh my god, it's amazing. I have seen the first season, I'd say twice. I'm watching it again. But the theme song is so nostalgic to me because I remember watching it when I was younger. Now, I googled it the other day to see when it finished. Finished in 2011. I was 11 when it finished. But, as I was saying to my mum it used to be on a double bill on a Tuesday evening with Grey's Anatomy. And I used to sneak down, my mum and sister were watching it. And I'd sneak downstairs and I'd just sit on the couch and not say a word. And I'd get to watch Desperate Housewives. And nobody would say anything to me. Like, I loved it. And now, like, my sisters aren't watching it every day, so I just switched it on, and it's so good. It's so good. I think I'm 4 episodes in. So, like, I'm taking it slow. Just for college, I say next week I'll have season 1 finished, to be honest. But, it's incredible. Other things on Disney Plus. I think I mentioned Love, Victor. Really, really enjoying that. I love the movie, love Simon. It's quite like, it follows the same path. It's all set in the same school, but Simon is now like a confidant for gay teenagers. Really recommend it. I really recommend it. I think the first 5 episodes are out on Disney Plus. I think there's 10. Now I have watched the whole season on a Dodger box, but I'd really recommend the show. And there's loads of films. If you haven't gotten Disney Plus, really recommend it, especially as the new stars come on. There's loads of new TV shows, loads of new films, and it can only get better. As I was saying to my sister, since they've bought Fox, there's gonna be so much more stuff on it. Grey's Anatomy is actually on it as well. Yeah, I really recommend it. So I think I might wrap it up here for today. I won't be on next week because I will be on study week and it's going to be Paddy's Day. And I'm taking that day as a rest day. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. Bye.